Oh, yeah! This is happening! Huh? What's up?
You are completely surrounded! Surrender yourself! Lock on target, men! Ready? Fire! Oh no! Our weapons are useless! Retreat! All personnel, fall back!
Oh, yeah! This could be fun! Hey, I'll play with you some other time! Come on, you big drip! Where you going?
You know nothing, fool! It's Chaos, the god of destruction! Ha 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 ha!
Huh? What? Tails? Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah! Tails! Now, what am I gonna do with you?
Well, that was quite the intro, wasn't it? Hey guys, this is Hiroton Almighty 2011. Welcome you to Let's Play Sonic Adventure DX. As all of you who may know me, that was really badly worded, I am a huge Sonic fan, Sonic being my main fandom, and like I promised, even though it's March and I said it was going to come out in July, I'm starting another Let's Play alongside Twilight Princess, since Twilight Princess is frankly a long game that's going to take a while, and I needed to play something new to calm myself down in between recordings. Also, I've had some trouble with the recording software I had and everything, so I decided, hey, while I'm waiting on everything to be processed and waiting for the proper equipment to be here, let me start the other Let's Play in the meantime, because Sonic Adventure DX is a very short game compared to Twilight Princess, and it won't take that long. Anyway, a bit of a background information on this game. This is the HD version of the game, even though you can't really tell, mostly because of my capture software, but anyway, this is the HD version of Sonic Adventure DX. This is, I believe, the 4th version of this game that came out. Sonic Adventure DX was the first ever 3D Sonic game, actual 3D, not like Sonic 3D Blast or anything. that came out on the Dreamcast back in 1999, and it was a huge hit, being Sonic's first game to jump into 3D. Now, originally, back in 2003, this game was also remade into the game you're seeing now, Sonic Adventure DX for the GameCube. It has updated models like you see here, even though the humans still look like polygons, a new mission mode, and overall, the game was overhauled to look better and fit the GameCube controls. The game, however, received more negative criticism because there was a huge amount of glitches and mission mode seemed very pointless. The HD version took out these glitches, but still kept in the mission mode and everything. Although DX was added on as bonus DLC, which kind of doesn't make sense considering the models and everything are still from DX. But anyway, I decided to play the HD version because while it is fun to show off the glitches you can exploit in DX, the HD version overall plays better, plus, personally, I find the 360 controller to be much more comfortable than a GameCube controller, even though I am a Nintendo person. So, I decided I'll play this, and I'll probably show off the glitches and everything in the GameCube version as an extras video at the end of the LP. Alongside that, I have a completed file in the GameCube version, because something that the early Sonic games, Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, to be speaking of, is when you completed the game 100%, meaning getting all emblems, which we'll see after we beat the first stage, is when you beat the first level, when you collect all the emblems. In this game, I believe it's 130, and there's 180 in SA2, or I may be getting that swapped. If I did, I'll post that on the screen right now. But if you get all the emblems, you get something very cool at the end that allows for a little bit of replay value due to that. There's also a few other things I'll be showing off that is my personal reason for replaying the game. Anyway, we're starting off here. We saw Tails going off to Emerald Coast and crashing a ship. Let's go rescue him, but first, actually, let's talk to the humans, because I don't do that, actually. Just my luck. A monster appears, then a plane falls. I came here to relax. This is unbelievable. What do you have to say? Excuse me. The controls aren't perfect, as you can say. This is a 2003 game ported to 2011 thingy, so... Plane crashed over there at the beach. I hope the pilot's okay. Mr. Sonic, please, go see if you can save him. What does this little boy have to say? You know, I've never actually taken time to talk to these NPCs, so it's kind of funny. I'm Mr. Know-It-All. Here's a clue. Grab the springy rings is important. As long as you've got the rings, you'll be okay, even if you hit any hazards. Now you know. Oh, and don't worry if the view suddenly changes. It does that sometimes. Just keep moving in the direction you want. It may take a little time to get used to it, so keep trying. Basically, that's something I kind of like about Sonic Adventure, how like the tutorial isn't forced down your throat like newer games. One, it's in the instruction manual, so it's optional, and two, some of the NPCs slightly hint at telling you what to do. But I'll be explaining the controls as we go into the first level. As being the first Sonic... Sorry about that, I had something to do. Yeah, kind of bad luck when first day you're recording and people keep interrupting you. It's kind of an urgent, but whatever. Anyway, this is the popular first stage of the 3D Sonic universe, Emerald Coast. And my god, do I love this stage. The music, the way it looks, the way it plays. I used to spend a lot of time playing this stage when I was younger. Like, just collecting as many rings as I could. Like, I didn't really, like, speedrun it. I just, again, like, I just pretty much, like, collected all the rings that I could. Like, I tried performing a few tricks, which, sadly, a lot of these tricks aren't available in SADX. But, yeah. I'm not going to be getting everything in the level, as you can see. Like, I'm mostly just going to be running through it, because this is just our traditional first level in the Sonic game. And a bit of background history with this game, and how important it is to me. This was actually my first Sonic game. Well, by first I mean like the first one I've actually owned. the first video game I ever played, which I may or may not have covered in Twilight Princess, I don't remember. But the first Sonic game I ever played, which was also the first video game I ever played, was Sonic 2 on the Genesis, and I have very fond memories of getting stuck in Chemical Plant Zone in that section where the water starts to rise. Anyway, basically, and for a good while, like, Sonic was etched into my mind even though I didn't know who he was. So because of that, I was, that's what got me into video games in general, was Sonic. And before I continue, something I didn't know about was there's 10 rings over there, and I actually didn't know about that back when I first played. But anyways, so in 4th grade, a friend of mine, Kimberly, I don't really talk to anymore because she's kind of doing her own thing now because I had a falling out with everyone after I went into high school, but whatever. She gave me a poster of Sonic Adventure DX, which I'm just like, ooh, what's this game? It looks really cool, and I kind of remember this character. Would you just... Well, so much for my rings. Okay, normally I can go without losing my rings, but that's the first time this ever happened. Maybe that's just because I'm talking while playing, but... Essentially, she gave me a poster of Sonic Adventure DX, which I still have over my wall. I've had that with me even after I moved to a new place. And when I got the GameCube demo disc, Sonic Adventure DX was on there. And basically, I played like almost every level in that game. Like, I never got tired of it. And I couldn't wait for the full game to come out. So when it did, I rented it from Blockbuster, not knowing what it was. And when I beat it, like, I was really, really happy. Well, I never beat it. I didn't beat it when I rented it back in the day. I actually, I got as far as Big's levels and then stopped just because I couldn't stand Big. But then again, who can? So, pretty much, I never completely beaten it till I actually bought the game on my own one day. Though I forget from where. I think it was like just from an electronics store or Best Buy. But basically, when I finally did beat Big's levels and got Supersonic, I'm just like, wow, this is really amazing. And if it wasn't for my friend Kimberly, I don't think I'd ever be into Sonic games because she got me back into the series without me knowing it. And I really have to thank her for that. Over here is Navi. No, I'm just joking. This is actually a character that we'll be seeing much later in the game. It's a spoiler to say who she is now, but one of the mechanics is the jump pads, that you jump from one pad to one pad by pressing the A button multiple times, and I kind of failed there, but you get the idea. Essentially, so I didn't really talk about the controls, but you don't... Wow! Wow! Okay, first death, and it was in the first level. What the hell? Okay. Something kind of weird about DX, by the way. Even though they did take out a lot of the glitches in the HD version, there are still some there. One of the things is, if you die, capsules do not respawn. So, all those rings you collected, yeah, they're gone. I can't believe I died at the end of the level, though. That's never happened before. Here I am saying, like, oh, Sonic's my best franchise and everything, and I'm fucking up really badly. Anyway, we've rescued Tails, end of level, and this was the first mission of Emerald Coast. So, it says, like, we completed level C. There's for Sonic, there's level B and level... Oh, there's the emblem, by the way. I'll continue talking after this cutscene.
Hey, Sonic! Long time no see, huh?
I'm just glad you're okay. What happened anyway? You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
That was a test run using a new prototype propulsion system. It's got a few bugs to iron out.
Why not just use my plane, the Tornado?
Thanks, but you gotta check out my newest power supply. Ta-da!
Whoa! A Chaos Emerald!
Yep, I just happened to find one of the 7 emeralds during one of my test flights. This thing's got unlimited power, you know. So I figured, why not use it to power my plane? Supercharge! You gotta come over to my workshop, Sonic. I've got something I've gotta show you. It's in the Mystic Ruins. The fastest way is by train. Let's go!
Okay, now you can play as Tails. That little message is basically telling you, when you first start off a new file, you can only play as Sonic, obviously, but as you meet characters along the way, you get the ability to start their story. So if we wanted to, we could stop playing as Sonic and go to Tails' story right now. But if you play as Sonic, his entire story, since it's the longest, you actually can unlock all the characters right away by just playing Sonic's story. Anyway, that was level C of Sonic's story, which is just like, mission-based. Level B is basically collect rings, or I think just destroy the capsule at the end. And then level A is get there at a certain time, which is the speed run. This was the beginning of missions in Sonic games, which there's still no rankings yet, which is what Sonic became known for, but this is your way of getting emblems, as I said. I won't be getting all of them. I will be showing off some, but not all. But in the bonus video, I will show off my completed file and all the stuff you can get from doing all the emblems. Also, another thing I'd like to address, I am playing this game with the English dub. I was kind of debating if I was going to play this in English or Japanese, and then I decided, you know what? This is the first Sonic game, this is the first 3D Sonic game, and it's the first one I've owned, so I'll just play it like I played it back then, and I'll play it in English. Since this is an early, 1999 game, even though this remake came out in 2003, the English dub isn't that bad, but is very bad, but, it's laughably bad. Sonic is voiced by Ryan Drummond, his first ever, not first ever English voice, but the first ever English voice he had in the game. And Tails voiced by, I believe it's Corey Brigus, but this is one of the many times Tails has been voiced by a little boy, as opposed to a woman later on. And as the first Sonic voice actors, Tails is bad, but Sonic is okay. I'll be honest, I like Ryan Drummond, but I was never a big fan of him. But he does get Sonic's mood down later on and everything, and he did play Sonic well, and he was devoted to the role, which I did like. But I won't talk about voice actors because we'll be here forever. We're not in the golden age of voice actors, which ironically is the 4Kids era, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Something I want to address too before we head off to Mystic Ruins and everything. I do plan on playing almost every Sonic game, canon-wise, on my channel, which is weird to say because technically all the games are canon in their own way, but I guess you could say I'm playing the main story. Yeah, I'm starting out of order because, the first game is Sonic 1 on the Genesis, but, sorry, I had a burp, probably edit that out. I'm playing from how I experienced it, and yeah, I did play some of the main games out of order, like I played 06 after I got Unleashed, but I'm playing from Dreamcast and GameCube era,
Better get going.
probably to Classic era, and then Modern era. Or I might switch it up, I don't know yet. I will do the storybook games too and everything, but again, this is gonna keep me busy for a while, since I do own mostly every Sonic game. Not all of them, obviously, but I do own most of them, so I do plan on playing at least all of them that have the major relevance on my channel, but I'm starting off with this one. Anyway, let's stop wasting time and head off to Tails' workshop in Mystic Ruins. Another thing Sonic Adventure introduced, which was new to Sonic, was Hub Worlds. Sure, you had Hub Worlds in Sonic Jam, but that was mostly just to go to the stages to, play the minigames and everything. This is the first time Hub Worlds actually had a point to the story, and you could get to every area realistically, such as the Mystic Ruins we're going to right now, which you're getting by train. I guess I can quickly go over the controls since I didn't speak about it before, but you kind of already know. A is jump, A again is homing attack, holding down B is spin dash and all that. The camera's actually fixed in this version, which I do like that they fixed it. But Tails' Workshop is over there, and we're going to be introduced to one of the best characters in the entire game. Well, series even.
If it isn't Sonic!
Look, it's a giant talking egg.
Silence! I am Dr. Robotnik, the greatest scientific genius in the world!
Whatever you say, Eggman.
Enough! I've got big plans, and now I'm gonna put them to work.
You're always up to no good. Now what do you want?
I want all of the Chaos Emeralds. Better not interfere, or else!
Or else what, you big loser?
Or else I'll take them from you by force, the hard way.
This is Dr. Eggman, otherwise known as Dr. Robotnik in the American games. The thing about him is he was always called Eggman in the Japanese version of Sonic games, and he was changed to Dr. Robotnik in the English language. But basically, this game, just like how Mario 64 changed Princess Toadstool's name to Peach, tried tying in...
Full power!
Hey, I pulled it off! Sorry about that, I actually wanted to pull off a glitch where you can defeat Eggman in only a few seconds, and actually I pulled it off. That's the first time I've ever done that. Sweet. Anyway, that's the first boss, pretty easy. So his name is actually Eggman, or his full name is Ivo Robotnik, as of this game. And it's kind of weird how he actually took an insult to his name and just made that his name after this game. But then again, what are you gonna do? English dub had to explain it somehow. He looks like he's doing something wrong to his ship, like he's just like air humping it.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
Aha!
Oh no!
Come on, Chaos! Time to eat!
Chaos? Oh no, isn't that the same monster I saw the other day?
Oh, yes! It's just as the stone tablets predicted! His strength increases every time I feed him a Chaos Emerald! With all 7 emeralds in him, he'll be invincible! And work for me! Together, we'll destroy Station Square! And on its ruins, I'll build Robotnik Land, the ultimate city, where I will rule it all!
Called Eggman Land,
Chaos,
Japanese version.
Let's find another emerald, shall we?
Sonic! We can't let him get away with this, can we?
No way, Tails!
Without more emeralds, the monster can't transform. So, it's up to us to get the emeralds before Eggman does, huh?
So yeah, that's Eggman's basic plan that he's been trying to do ever since Sonic 1, is take over the world.
Of course!
And build Eggman Empire, which is called Eggman Land. It's called Robotnik Land here, because again, English dub trying to connect the two names together. Eggman is voiced by the late Dean Bristow, and the thing about Eggman, he's never had a bad voice actor. Every person who's ever voiced Eggman, even the guy who played him in the Sonic fan movie, was a very, very good actor. And that's one thing about Eggman, like, as stupid as he is, he can be menacing, he can be funny, he's just an overall great villain. But yeah, if some of the dialogue seems very weird, another thing about Sonic Adventure is that the first game was not directly translated as the other games are. The English dubbing team actually got the script for the game and just winged it. Basically, the story is still the same, but they winged it in the sense that they gave it their own script, so that the characters are actually saying something else, and depending on the story that you're playing, because it's from that person's perspective. So essentially, you're going to be hearing a slightly different version of the same story from every single character. And I noticed this too, because when I played in Japanese, everyone spoke the same, as opposed to the English dub where all the lines were different. Which that's a really nice touch, that they never did ever again. But alongside that, being an early, like, 1999 game, the lips don't match up, but that's another change that they made to DX, where basically, in the original Dreamcast version, the lips didn't match up at all, it only matched to the Japanese version. So in the DX version, they changed it so that the lips don't match up to either language, but they more fit the English one. So, yeah, they kind of slightly made it worse. Anyway, here's the Windstone, which we place in the key to get to the second level, which is Windy Valley. And if you try to throw this off an edge or something, don't worry, it will come back to you. It's just... yeah, it's just funny. You don't have to place it directly on, because if you just place it near it, it will just go over here. Also, if it seems like I'm jittering or just randomly going and, like, walking in place and everything, the controller I have isn't that good. I'm waiting to get another controller, so just bear with me on this. Anyway, let's head off to the second level, Windy Valley. Well, Emerald Coast did. Some levels from this game and other Sonic games actually got remade later on in newer Sonic games, such as Sonic Generations and the Mario and Sonic series. Well, Emerald Coast got remade in Sonic Generations on the 3DS version. Windy Valley actually got remade in Mario and Sonic 3, the London Olympics, on Nintendo Wii, which some people argue is the modern equivalent of it. And I guess I could put up some, like, screenshots of it on screen and everything, but yeah. I love the way modern Windy Valley looks, and the remix also is really good. Speaking of which, music is a big thing in Sonic, just like how music is a big thing in Legend of Zelda or, like, Final Fantasy. Most of the soundtrack for, well, at least some songs from Sonic Adventure are actually remixes of older Sonic music, which we'll hear in a bit.
Straight up.
So we got sucked into a tornado, and basically we have to make our way up. No matter what the Ball of Light says, you have your sweet time to get all the way up there. You don't have to hurry, even though they're trying to give you the urgency, and frankly this makes no sense that all these things are so stable inside of a tornado, but whatever, Sonic logic. Oh, so we can see the entrance over there. That confused the hell out of me also when I was a kid, by the way. Now, this song right here, Windy Valley in the Air, it's actually a remix of Green Grove Zone from Sonic 3D Blast. Which is also the first game that Jun Senoue worked on, the composer for this game, who every time you hear a guitar in Sonic, 90% of the time it's him. The only times it hasn't been, I believe, are Sonic Lost World, Sonic Colors, and Sonic 06. Because I think that was Tomio Otani. Anyway, you'll hear me, like, go on about the composers and everything. Again, like, Sonic's my main fandom, so, like, if I, like, go on about a lot of stuff in this game and the rest of the series, it's because of that. Another thing about the voice actors that I want to establish, because it's something I'm going to bring up later. When I said that I was debating if I'm going to have the Japanese or English dubs on some of them, the earlier games and some of the new games, I'll have the English dub because the Japanese dub, because I don't like the old voices, and some of the newer voices, like Roger Craig Smith, I really don't like, so I'll be switching to Japanese. But this game, since it's the first one, I feel it's appropriate that I have it. You can see also that, like, how when Sonic, even though Sonic's running fast and he maneuvers kind of sloppy, since it's the first game, he can kind of get away with that, but, like, it's still a fun game, as, like, glitchy as it is. And I kind of understand where Chugga was coming from back in Pikmin, where he said Sonic Adventure didn't hold up well, especially when this game got released on PSN and Xbox Live. Here's our first Chaos Emerald, by the way. But I kind of don't agree. I think it's more of a preference that, like, if you grew up with this game and then decided to play it again, like, with me, I feel like it's aged fantastically, but I can see where he's coming from. Anyways, that's our first Chaos Emerald. Chaos Emeralds are a major staple in the Sonic series, being the equivalency of the Triforce in the Legend of Zelda series, where they're essentially, in the newer games and everything, they've essentially become the Dragon Balls, where they can grant anyone's wish, they can grant powers and all that. And yeah, so this video's been going on for a little bit long. We did 2 stages and we got our introductions out of the way. In the next episode, we'll head to our 3rd stage by going back to Station Square, and let's see if we can't find another Chaos Emerald. See you guys next time.